everybody, it is Marybeth Haines, and I want to tell you how grateful I am to be able to connect with you right here, right now. You see, we have come together for one reason, and that is to heal, unite together and heal from the love of our pet or our pets that are no longer with us. Over the next little while, we're going to get to know each other better. We're going to be spending some time together, and we're going to be creating what I like to call a safe space. In order to be able to heal, we need to do two things. We need to be able to grieve and also to mourn. There's two different aspects to this, because if we were to look at the word grieving, what grieving is what's happening on the inside. So when a pet passes away, and when we're feeling the loss, and when we're feeling all the emotions that encompass the healing journey, grieving is what's going on the inside. Everything that we feel, everything that is going through our thought process, everything that's happening on the unconscious and the conscious levels, we are doing with grieving. So if we think of the word grieving, we're thinking internal process. When you look at the word mourning, mourning is the other aspect to healing, because in order to grieve, you need to feel what's going on the inside, but in order to heal, you need to have an active mourning process. And the active mourning process is actually doing steps of mourning. The things that you do in public, whether it be physically crying, whether it be planting a tree in your pet's memory, whether it's having a memorial service for them, whether it's doing something at a local shelter for other pets in need in honor of yours. No matter what it is that you do, whether it's taking time every single day to light a candle and take that time to cry if you need to get angry if you need to go through all of the steps to be able to heal, to go through the steps of mourning. Those are the two aspects of healing. Grieving, internal; mourning, external. And that's what we're going to be doing together here over the next few weeks together. Now, I wanted to introduce myself. Some of us are meeting for the very first time, and some of you don't know who I am. So, as you know, my name is Marybeth Haines, and it started way back when I was 2 years old. My parents, they moved my sister, my brother, and I to a hobby farm in a small little community called Wainfleet, Ontario, Canada. Population 6,000 people. That tells you kind of the size of the town that I grew up in. And for 20 years, from the age of 2 to the age of 22, I lived on a hobby farm. And on this farm, we had animals of every kind. You name it, we most likely had it as a pet. So think of cats, dogs, cows, pigs, chickens, horses, goats, ducks, geese, rabbits, you name it, frogs. I had it as a pet. And from a very young age, from the age of 2, my father and my mother taught us to give to our animals what they needed. And in return, they would give back to us. And they did, every single time. You know, when a time came for when our dog or cat or one of our pets were to pass away, we actually had a dedicated section on our 25 acres of land that we still to this day refer to as our pet cemetery. And when a pet died, we actually would take that pet, if it was a cat or a dog or a rabbit, for example, and we would go as a family out to the pet cemetery, and we would get things ready to bury our pet. My father would give us time to say a prayer or a poem, or say something that we wanted to in remembering and honoring our pet. And from a very young age of life, my parents made loss, the experience of loss, something that I will always remember as empowering, because it was okay to cry, it was okay to be sad, and it was also encouraged to remember that animal for what they brought to my life. And that brings us to where we are right here, right now. Because for the first 22 years of my life, animals were such an important part of it. And now in my 40s, they're still such an important part of my life. Animals are normal to me. If I didn't have an animal in my life, it would not seem normal. And I will continue to have animals for the rest of my life because of the many gifts that they've brought to me from a very early age of 2. I'm sure it was before that, but at 2 we came to that hobby farm. So that's when I have the first recollection of having animals in my life. On Christmas Day, 2011, this little guy here, Kitty, he passed away. And it changed my life forever. You know, my father in his 50s said to me, you know, Marybeth, I'm 54 years old, and I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Well, I remember going through my life, as I still am, and I remember trying to find my way as well. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up yet. And I was getting in my 20s and my 30s and then into my 40s. And you know, this little guy helped me find my passion. This guy here changed my life so deeply with the gifts that he shared. And when he passed away on Christmas Day, and as I held him in my arms, and with my husband there together as we said our goodbyes, this guy reminded me that my passion is uniting together with you. My passion is in bringing everybody together that is wanting to heal, and bringing us together, united, arm in arm in arm, standing beside each other unconditionally. When it comes to healing, no one should be alone. And that is why you are here right now. Because when we can unite together, we can heal together. So yes, I've written books on grieving from pet loss, and yes, I do have experience in helping people in the counseling field and in social services and in programs and applied behavior analysis. I do have all of that, and those pieces of paper are absolutely a part of what I do. But why we're connecting here right now is not because of any pieces of paper or certificates or diplomas or credentials that I have. Why I'm here and why I want to connect with you is because of our love of pets, and because if you're healing, I'm healing. And when we heal together, we can bring our path of healing to the next level and beyond. There's power in numbers. They say when 2 or more like-minded people come together, amazing things can happen, whether it's through a mastermind or putting something together. Why can't that be the same in healing? Healing doesn't have to be a lone journey. Healing doesn't have to be a journey that has to feel like it's just so isolated and desolate. Healing can be empowering when you have the right support system. Of course it's challenging, and of course it's hard, and there's going to be discomfort that needs to be embraced. But when you know that you have a support system in which to do that, it can help you in taking the next step. And this is why I thank Kitty for spending his life with me, teaching me how I can share this love with other people. Because if it wasn't for him and what he brought, and I have him in a frame here that says love, because that's what he brought to my life. He brought so much unconditional love that he helped me realize what I want to do when I grow up. And that is help people across the world unite together in healing. So our time together here that we're going to be having is we're going to be creating a safe space. We're going to have a space in which we will meet in this way, and we will be able to take steps of action together in healing. I'm going to teach you some things. I'm going to go over some things with you, and I'm going to help you build your own personal toolkit. Things are going to perhaps come, there might be times where things might become very raw as far as emotions come, and needing to address some things to be able to recognize that healing needs to take place. But I assure you that all along the journey, I will be walking this journey together with you. And that is what this home healing program is all about. It is an honor to connect with you, and in honor of your pet and all the pets around the world that transform our lives every single day. I dedicate this time together in honor of you and in honor of them. I look forward to our next time together as we continue to create this safe space.